Do you want to make your own crafting videos like this? In this video I will be talking about these crafting videos I've been producing at my day job with my colleagues for our clients. So hopefully you can get a tip or two in this video if you want to do your own crafting videos. So at my day job, our client wants these seasonal crafting videos. So we've been doing Christmas crafting and Easter crafting, and now it's time for summer crafting. What you can craft during the summer. And probably later this year we will be doing autumn crafting. Maybe some scary stuff like Halloween things. So at the office, we took our meeting room, where I actually held my premiere for my latest short film together, but we make this into our studio. So my colleague and my intern, they did a heavy lifting with collecting materials and testing out all of these different crafting ideas. And I could concentrate on setting up the studio and rigging the cameras, trying out lighting and stuff like that. So I used my two cameras, my Sony a7S III as a top-down camera. I mounted it on a Manfrotto boom arm. I was a little bit worried it wouldn't be stable enough, but it actually worked perfectly fine. I didn't have the side handle and top handle, so I wanted to keep the rig as lightweight as possible. And for my B cam, I used the ZV-E1 and I mounted it on a tripod I was operating so I could just zoom in very tightly on the crafting and just follow whatever happened right there in front of me. For these seasonal crafting videos, I've always tried to light it accordingly. So in the Christmas crafting video, we tried to make it a lot more cozy and more spotty, more practical with these strip lights laying there in the shot. So for this summer crafting video, I was thinking, what do we associate with summer? And here in Sweden, of course, it's the sun. So my idea for this setup was that maybe you're out in the garden, enjoying the sunlight and having a good time creating all of these things. So I wanted this hard light shining right onto this crafting setup. Throughout the years, I've been collecting this fabric that has this pattern. So for example, I have a camouflage net or something like this. Because when you shoot some light through these nets, you can get some cool shadow pattern going. So I took this fabric and stretched it across a frame. Then I took a tabletop fan and just mounted it on a stand and pointed towards this fabric so I could get a little bit of movement in the shadow. Of course, if I only used this one light through this fabric, it would have been very contrasty. So I also took a 300-watt cob light and just bounced it onto the ceiling to fill in all of the shadows. So when we shot these crafting videos, we just hit record and did a thing in one take. Sometimes we had to discuss how we were supposed to do things on the table, but essentially we just have these long files from A cam and B cam, which I then edited later in post. So we also did a intro and an outro in these crafting videos. For the intro we did this stop motion type of shot. My colleague, she just put all of these flowers on this table, and then we animated with stop motion these flowers just moving out from the center, revealing the title of this video. And then we wipe over and also having this transition with butterflies covering up this transition a little bit. So for the outro, we want to show all of these things we crafted, how they were going to be used. We went outside the office and just brought a table and shot everything we crafted right there. So we also had a couple of interns that we could use as an extra in the background, like this. So we found this perfect spot where we got some sunlight coming through the trees and giving us this pattern on the table. But now it wasn't fake, it was real. But I also brought my 200X and cranked down the Kelvin to get some kind of a warm kicker from the side. And then we went through and just placed all of those things we created. It's much more challenging than I expected when doing these kind of crafting videos, because you need to really go through and find those shots that you really need for the audience to be able to follow along without getting confused. I am sometimes doing jump cuts just to get quickly from one point to another, and sometimes I'm just speeding up the footage just to keep it more interesting. We can follow along what she's doing with her hands, but we don't have to spend all of that time watching this sequence. So after double checking, triple checking all of these edits, I start to look at my B camera footage and try to find those sequences that ended up being the best and try to fit that into the edit from the A camera. So this summer crafting video was very fun to produce. I'm also looking forward to making the autumn crafting video because maybe there will be some Halloween, some kind of a scary theme in there somewhere, maybe. Okay, that is all I have for this video. I hope you found it useful, and if you got any questions for me, let me know in the comment section. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!